Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite for May 12th, 2021. Now, man, overall, man, this is a really great show, man. Really great show. We had a lot of great matches on this show. You know, they building up towards not revelation. They building up towards Double or Nothing, which I like to see. The show it was just exciting. It was really exciting. A lot of great matches on the show and everything. And the show it felt important. It felt important with all the storylines going on. A lot of moving parts within these storylines. And so yeah, it turned out to be a really great show, man. And so yeah, this is the AEW Dynamite review for May 12th, 2021 on the Ryan Awesome Show. And if you haven't done this already, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you'll be the first ones to know when my next video will come out because I am here each and every single week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. You hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and you turn on that bell for all notifications so you don't miss out. And so yeah, man. So yeah, we started off the show with a championship match, and it was for the IWGP United States Championship. And so yeah, this is a New Japan Pro Wrestling Championship match. And so yeah, first it was Yuji Nagata with his trainee or his young boy in his corner versus Jon Moxley, the IWGP United States Champion, with Eddie Kingston in his corner. And so yeah, so Jon Moxley came out to new theme music. Came out to Wild Thing by the Trogs. And so yeah, I like the theme song, but I liked his original theme song. I really did enjoy his original theme song. It was cool. It was cool. The old theme music that he had, it was really cool. But this theme music that he got right now, it's good. And so yeah, I think he was using it. I think he was using the theme song because I think he was paying homage to somebody that used the theme song. So I think that's why he started to use the theme song. And so yeah, this match right here is a great opening match, slugfest of a match between these two. And so yeah, so both of these guys they were trying to one up each other on moves. And so yeah, we had kicks to Nagata from Moxley, and we had an exploder suplex to Jon Moxley, and he kicked out. And we had Moxley, he kicks. No, we had Nagata, he had kicked Jon Moxley over and over and over again. And so yeah, so both of these guys they were going back and forth with elbow strikes. And we had a German suplex to Nagata, and we had a lariat to Nagata, and Nagata had kicked out. And so we had an avalanche exploder suplex to Moxley. And so yeah, so we had a kick. So yeah, Nagata he had kicked Moxley in his chest, and he went for the cover and he kicked out. And so Moxley he had locked in a sleeper hold to Nagata, but Nagata he had reversed it. He reversed the move. And so yeah, so he reversed the move and he turned it into an armbar. It was like a Becky Lynch. It was like a Becky Lynch like armbar to disarm her. And so Moxley he had rolled out of it. And so yeah, so Nagata while he had the armbar locked in, he was rolling his eyes like the Undertaker. And so yeah, both of these guys they were going back and forth with strikes again. And so yeah, to end the match, we had Jon Moxley hit his finishing move, the paradigm shift to Nagata to win the match. So Jon Moxley wins and is still the IWGP United States Champion. And so yeah, great opening of a match, man. What AEW get right, man, they always get their opening matches right. They always open up the show with a hot match, a fiery match. And so this match right here, you could have opened the show with any match on this card on this show. So yeah, but they chose this match to open up the show. So this is a really great match to open up the show. And Jon Moxley wins and is still the IWGP United States Champion. And so yeah, that was it with the match. And so yeah, right after that, we had Alex Marvez. He interviews the Inner Circle. So he interviews Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, and Jake Hager. And so this is the aftermath of the Blood and Guts.
We had all five of them down, beaten, Just like that, strange twist of fate occurred, and you guys got it. But then Max showed his true colors. Max showed what type of man that he is by pushing Jericho off the top of the cage, and then had the audacity to get my partner Santana arrested and detained because he got stabbed with a fork. You're lucky he didn't take that fork and scoop out your eyes and eat it. Bitch moves, Max. We told you you would have to kill us to stop us. Santana detained but still alive. Jericho arm mangled but still alive. So hide behind your victory tonight, but the fact remains you failed. You hear me? We want another match.
You hear that, Marvez? This is never over. As long as the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle in the same company, we will never stop coming for you. So unless you give us a rematch, we're going to change the title to tonight's little show to the Coronation of the Pinnacle, to the funeral of the Pinnacle. So give us our rematch, or we'll put you in the grave.
And so yeah, that was it. So Inner Circle, they want their rematch with the Pinnacle. And so yeah, that was it with it. And so right after that, we had Cody Rhodes. He made his announcement for his Double or Nothing. So he promised that he had an announcement last week. Last week he had promised us that he had an announcement for this week about his Double or Nothing opponent. And so yeah, so Cody Rhodes, he had came out to the ring. Great promo from Cody Rhodes as always. And so yeah, he came in. He was talking about the Double or Nothing, you know, his Double or Nothing match, and his opponent that he chose. He chose Anthony Ogogo. And so yeah, he was talking about how Anthony Ogogo disrespected, you know, the United States. And he was talking about how great of a country the United States is. You know, the reason why you have a visa is because of the United States. The reason why you're making this good money is because of the United States. And he's saying that Anthony Ogogo disrespected the United States. And, you know, and he was talking about his family, his daughter, and, you know, him fighting back and everything. And then he was, you know, yeah, he was talking about Anthony Ogogo over and over and over again. And he said that, you know, at Double or Nothing, you're not going to face the American Nightmare. You're going to face the American Dream. So, yeah, so Cody Rhodes, he calls himself the American Nightmare. His father, Dusty Rhodes, called himself the American Dream. So, paying homage to his father by calling himself the American Dream. And so that was it with the promo from Cody Rhodes. And so, yeah. But, yeah, this, like, with Anthony Ogogo being Cody Rhodes' opponent at Double or Nothing, I don't think I agree with it. I don't think the match should happen. I don't think it should be at Double or Nothing. It's not a pay-per-view match. When the match was built in weeks, like the match don't even belong on the show, man. It don't. I don't even think Anthony Ogogo ready yet to be on a pay-per-view, because like he only been in one match. He only been in one match, and it was an enhancement match. Well, he only lasted a minute in the match by giving just a gut punch, and that was it. Like, dude, I don't think he should be in the match. I don't think he should be in a Double or Nothing match. I don't think Cody Rhodes should be booking himself in a Double or Nothing match. That spot, like, it should be going to somebody else instead of Anthony Ogogo. So yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't think it should be a Double or Nothing match. It should be just a regular match on Dynamite, or just on Dynamite, but not on a pay-per-view. It's not a pay-per-view match. And so yeah, so Cody Rhodes, man, he booking himself. He keep booking himself on these pay-per-views when he don't need to be on a pay-per-view. Like, we don't need Cody Rhodes on Double or Nothing. We don't. Cody Rhodes, he's done nothing important. So only important stuff should be on Double or Nothing. Not this. Cody Rhodes has done nothing. He's done nothing to warrant a match on Double or Nothing. So yeah, man. So yeah, spot should be going up to somebody else. And so yeah, with they pay-per-views, with the AEW pay-per-views, it feel like they add too many matches. Like, they add matches just to get everybody on the show. And you shouldn't do that. You should not do that. Only the important matches belong on the show. Only the most important matches that's been built for months belong on the show. Not this match. But yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, so it's gonna be Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo at Double or Nothing on May 30th. And so yeah, right after that, we had SCU as Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. They talk about the Young Bucks. They showed a video package of them talking about the Bucks and their history, their friendship, and how they got up to this point to that World Tag Team Championship match, how the Bucks, you know, are not themselves anymore when they turn heel. And so they said that, they're going to win the AEW World Tag Team Championships from the Bucks and still remain a tag team, SCU. And so, yeah, right after that, we had the tag team match. And so it was for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It was SCU, Frankie Kazarian, and Christopher Daniels versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, who are the AEW World Tag Team Champions, with Don Callis and the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson, in their corner. So, yeah, this is probably the best match on the show. This is probably the best match on the show, along with the TNT Championship match. But yeah, man, so the stipulation in this match, if SCU lose the match, they will disband as a tag team forever. So SCU will be no more. And so yeah, the Young Bucks, man, I love their ring gear. I really do love their ring gear. The fancy ring gear, and the $1,000 shoes, and the Jordans, and these different kind of brand shoes. I love it. And them coming into the ring, posing, and you had the streamers blowing up into the ring, and they getting the ring crew to clean it up. playing up the heel character, man, the Young Bucks are. And so yeah, so the Bucks, they tried to, get in Kazarian's head, try to play up that Kazarian has anger issues, so they got up into Kazarian's head. And so yeah, we had a double team move to Nick from SCU, and we had a basement drop kick to Daniels from Matt. And so yeah, we had a power bomb to Daniels on a ring apron. And so the Bucks, they had took control during the commercial break, picture in picture. And so yeah, we had an assisted foot stomp to Daniels on Nick. And so the Bucks, they had faked the tag at one point. And so the referee who are real life friends of the Bucks, asked one of the Bucks, "Did you tag in? Did you tag in?" And of course they lied. And so yeah, we had a hot tag to Kazarian, and Kazarian, he had took out the Bucks. And we had a springboard leg drop to Nick from Kazarian. And so, yeah, we had an assisted neck breaker to Nick from SCU. And so, Daniels and Kazarian, they try to go for their tag team finishing move, the BME. And so, the Bucks, they had stopped it from happening. One of the Bucks, they had pushed Christopher Daniels off the top rope out of the ring. And so, yeah, so we had a springboard facebuster to Kazarian from Nick. And so, we had a super kick to Daniels from Nick outside the ring. And so right off that super kick, Daniels, his head had bounced off the ring post. And so not Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, he's bleeding everywhere, all over the face. And so yeah, and so we had a Northern Light suplex into a roll up from Kazarian on the Bucks. And so we had a roll up to Matt from one of the SCU guys, but Gallows, he had distracted the referee. And so yeah, we had Kazarian, he had hit a Styles Clash. He had a Styles Clash to Matt. And so that was, paying homage to AJ Styles. So I love that spot when he hit the Styles Clash. And so, yeah. But Nick, Nick, he had stopped the pin. So he almost had him. So, yeah, so we had an Angel's Wings to Nick from Daniels. So Daniels hit his finishing move, the Angel's Wings to Nick. But Matt had stopped the pin. And so, yeah, we had a spear to Daniels from Matt. And so, yeah, so at one point you had Daniels, he was at Matt's feet. And so Daniels, the blood that was on his face, that was all over his face, it got on his shoes, got on Matt Jackson's shoes, the $10,000 shoes. And so, yeah, Matt, he was mad. He's mad that Daniels had ruined his shoes. And so, yeah, so Matt, this is the best part in the match, man. Yeah, Matt, he had hit the super kick, the I'm sorry, I love you super kick, the same super kick Shawn Michaels hit on Ric Flair to retire him. So, yeah, he had that super kick on Daniels. And so, yeah, Daniels, he had kicked out of the move. And then at one point, Daniels, he was going for his finishing move, that best moonsault ever, that springboard moonsault in the corner. But, yeah, he had slipped up, so he botched his own finishing move. And so, yeah, got back up, and he had hit the move anyway. And so he hit the move on Matt. And so Nick, he had stopped the pin. And so, yeah, so Daniels, he had took out the Good Brothers because he got tired of the Good Brothers getting involved in the match. So he took them out. And so, yeah, Matt, he had hit Daniels with a spray can at one point. So he had a spray can. And so he sprayed the spray can in Daniels' face behind the referee's back so the ref didn't see it. And so he had hit him with the spray can. He had hit Daniels with the spray can, Matt did. And so, yeah, went for the cover, and then Daniels had kicked out. And so at that point, I thought that was it. That was it at that point. That's what I thought. But he kicked out of the move. And so to end the match, we had the Bucks. They had hit their finishing move, the BTE trigger to Daniels to win the match. So the Young Bucks, they win the match and are still the AEW World Tag Team Champions. And SCU as a tag team is over. So no more SCU. And that was it, man. That was it. You know, really, really great match. I said this was going to be a great match last week. And this was a really great match, man. Now, the only thing I did not like about this, the ending. I didn't like the ending. Not the ending, but what happened after the match. SCU, they didn't get a proper send-off. You know, like when they, like right after the Bucks had left, like SCU, they ain't had no time to, like, I guess, embrace, because they had cut a camera. They had a camera in the back that showed Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston trashing the Elite locker room. So that's the one part I didn't like about it. And then right after that, they had showed the video, that short video of SCU hugging each other. So, and that was it with that. I didn't like that part. But yeah, it was an awesome match. One of the best match on the show. This match was the Tag Team Championship match. And so yeah, right after that, man, we had Dasha Gonzalez. She had interviewed Christian Cage, and he was talking about Team Taz, what Taz had did to him last week about critiquing his moves and everything. And he was talking about Double or Nothing. And he said that he's going to go through Team Taz. And then Matt Sydal had interrupted Christian Cage. And they were talking about the Casino Battle Royale. Matt Sydal had interrupted, saying that he will win the Casino Battle Royale and stuff. So they had a match. They had made it into a match next week. So Matt Sydal versus Christian Cage next week. And so, yeah, that was it with that. And so, yeah, right after that, we had a match. And it was a number one contenders match with, it was a number one contenders match. And the winner would be going up against Kenny by God Omega at Double or Nothing for the AEW World Championship. And so, yeah, it was Orange Cassidy versus the Bastard Pac. And so, yeah, with this match, man, it was a good match too. Really good match. And so, yeah, we had Cassidy. He had took off his sunshades and he had put it on Pac. And so, yeah, Pac, he had took the sunshades off and he just ripped the sunshades in half and just threw it to the ground. And so, yeah, so they were going back and forth. And so Orange Cassidy, he had hit a beach break. He had his finishing move, the beach break to Pac, and Pac had kicked out. And so, yeah, so Cassidy, he tried to end the match quickly. And so he had a tope suicida to Pac while Orange Cassidy had his hands in his pockets. So that was nice. I don't know how he pulled that off, but that was really nice. And so, yeah, so right after that tope suicida, you had Orange Cassidy. He had grabbed his sunshades, an extra pair of the sunshades, and he had put the sunshades on. And so, yeah, so Cassidy, he started throwing Pac into the guardrail over and over and over again. And so Pac, he had threw Cassidy into the barricade, or to the guardrail rather, and it throw first. He had throw first on the guardrail. And so, yeah, so Pac, he had took control of the match. And so we had a diving shotgun dropkick to Cassidy. So he had three diving shotgun dropkicks to Cassidy. And so the third time he hit the shotgun dropkick, he had hit Cassidy in the back. And so Cassidy, he had kicked out of the move. And so we had a super kick to Cassidy. And so, yeah, I think that now there were reports saying that Cassidy, he got legit knocked out in the match. I think that super kick knocked him out. That super kick that Pac had hit in that match had knocked Orange Cassidy out. And so, yeah, he had picked up Orange Cassidy and hit a beautiful powerbomb on Cassidy. So, yeah, he stacked him up. He stacked him up with that powerbomb. And so, at that point, I thought that was it. I was like, that was it. And so, Cassidy, he had kicked out of the move. And so, right after that, you had Don Callis. He had came out with a microphone. He started to distract Pac, saying that, you know, we need a winner in this match. And so, he was talking to smack the Pac and everything. So, Pac, he tried to attack Callis. And so Kenny Omega from behind the referee's back had hit Pac with the championship, with the AEW World Championship, and the referee didn't see it. I don't understand why the referee didn't bother to turn around. Yeah, didn't you hear a thump? You didn't hear a thump in the ring? I don't know why the referee didn't turn around and see it. But yeah, so the referee didn't see it. The referee did not see Kenny Omega attack Pac with the championship. And so, yeah, so the referee was counting to 10. Both guys were knocked down. Cassidy, of course, he was legit knocked out in the match. And so the referee was counting to 10. And so both guys were knocked out at 10. So the referee got to 10. And so the match was called off. So the match was a no contest. So nobody won the match. So yeah, you had Kenny Omega and Don Callis. They were celebrating, saying that since there are no winners, that means that Kenny Omega doesn't have to show up at Double or Nothing to defend his championship against either Pac or Orange Cassidy. And so yeah, so they were celebrating and everything. They thought that that their plan had worked, but you had Tony Schiavone, you had Schiavone. He had came out and interrupted Omega and Callis, and he said that per Tony Khan, he said that the match will be a triple threat match. It's gonna be Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac, and so that's at Double or Nothing. And so they were upset at Schiavone, and so they were arguing with Schiavone, saying that were you up to this? And so Schiavone, he was like, no, man, that's what Tony Khan told me. I'm telling you exactly what Tony Khan said to me. I'm not gonna argue with you guys. And so and so that was it. So Omega and Callis, they were mad that the match is gonna be a triple threat match. And so that was it. That was it with that. And so yeah, so Orange Cassidy, he was legit knocked out in the match. And so it was reported by Ringside News and PW Insider that he was legit knocked out. In a match, it was supposed to be a 20-minute draw. They were supposed to go to a 20-minute draw, but Orange Cassidy, he got knocked out in the match, legit knocked out. And so they had to call an audible. They had to call an audible to make this match a no contest. And so that was the end of the match. And so yeah, right after that, we had the Elite. So we had the Young Bucks, we had the Good Brothers. They were backstage and they were upset that Moxley and Kingston had destroyed their locker room earlier tonight. And they were talking about, SCU, that we just ended SCU's career. So SCU later. And so you had those guys, you had the Bucks, they were talking about the Varsity Blondes because they're the number one contenders for the tag team titles. And they said they're going to beat the Varsity Blondes next week. And so yeah, you had the Bucks, they were talking about Moxley and Kingston, asking them were they busy for Double or Nothing because we want to match with you guys at Double or Nothing. And so and that was it with that. And so I don't know if that was if the match gonna be a championship match, a tag team championship match. I'm guessing it will be for the championships. Like that should be the goal. The championships should always be the goal. So I'm guessing that the championships will be on the line at Double or Nothing. And I say that Moxley and Kingston, they win the match. They win the tag team titles. That's what I'm gonna go with. But yeah, that was it. That was it with that. So yeah, we have some new number one contenders right after the Varsity Blondes. Right after they finish with the Varsity Blondes, then Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley will be going up against the Bucks in their titles. So that should be really good at Double or Nothing, really good. And so yeah, right after that, we had Alex Marvez. He had interviewed Adam Hangman Page with the Dark Order. And so they were talking about Page being, he wanted Page's reaction on him becoming a number one contender, like losing his number one contender spot and moving to number 5. So he went from number 1 all the way to number 5 because he lost in his number 1 spot. And so yeah, and he was talking about Team Taz. The only reason why he lost was because of Team Taz and everything, that beatdown that they had gave him before the match, and that's the reason why he lost. And he had challenged Brian Cage into a match at Double or Nothing, saying that no Team Taz aside, no Team Taz. It's gonna be me and you, Brian Cage. And so yeah, so it's gonna be a match. It's gonna be Brian Cage versus Adam Hangman Page on a 1-on-1 match. So that's their rematch, and so that should be really good too. I don't know who wins. Maybe Page. I say Page wins, so he can get his win back. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had the Pinnacle's Coronation. And so yeah, so the Pinnacle, really, really great segment. So yeah, the Pinnacle, they came out. They were dressed in suits and everything. They had the blonde women by their side. And so yeah, they came into the ring. They were talking about their match at Blood and Guts against the Inner Circle. And them overcoming the Inner Circle and beating the Inner Circle. And MJF, he had called himself the new demo guy since he took out Chris Jericho.
Of AEW, and now you will refer to me as the greatest of all time. The finest wrist jewelry that you can have. For those of you that don't know, it's a very expensive watch. Here. Every time you guys look at that on your wrist, every time you think about it, you can go, okay, you may question your abilities, you may question anything, but guys, you can look at that and say, that was a present from Tully Blanchard. And that's what being part of the Pinnacle is all about. The Pinnacle, baby. That's at the top of the world.
So yeah, so Tully Blanchard, gave the Pinnacle, each Pinnacle member, a gift, and that was watches, Rolex watches. It looked like really, really expensive watches. And so yeah, so they were celebrating and everything. And so you had this horn that went off. You had a horn that went off over and over and over again, interrupting the coronation. And so the Pinnacle, they were getting annoyed by the horn and everything. And so it was the inner circle. It was Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, and Jake Hager. And so they were there honking the horn and everything. And MJF was upset, saying that, why are you guys here? You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be ruining our coronation. And so, yeah, so he kept going on and on and on. And so you had Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho had came back, so you heard his voice. And so Chris Jericho, he had rose up from the truck, from the golf cart, I guess. And his arm was messed up, of course. They had mentioned that earlier. His arm was banged up. And so, yeah, he was wearing like a cast. He was wearing like a cast on his arm. And so, yeah. And that, the Inner Circle, they was wanting their rematch. They want their rematch against the Pinnacle. And so MJF, he said no. And they asked again. MJF said no again. And so they had sprayed. They had a hose. They had a hose pipe. Hose pipe. And so they had the bubbly, they had the champagne in the hose. And so Sammy Guevara, he had sprayed the hose. He had used the hose, used the bubbly, because they had the bubbly in it. So he sprayed the hose on the Pinnacle. And so, yeah, so the Pinnacle, they were flapping around because they got sprayed with the hose pipe. And so, yeah, they was moving around in the ring. And so, yeah, and so they did that for a while. And then right after that, yeah, MJF, he had grabbed the microphone saying that, you want your rematch? You want your rematch? We're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you at the Stadium Stampede, the match that you guys had lost. The match that y'all guys had lost. The Stampede match. The Stampede match, what they call it? The Stadium Stampede. The Stadium Stampede match. We're going to give it to you. The Stadium Stampede match. But wait, there's only one catch. If you guys lose, if the Inner Circle, if you guys lose, then you guys, the Inner Circle, you will disband forever. You guys will break up forever. And so what you got? Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. And so the Inner Circle, they did not make their decision at that point. So they got time to think about it. And so yeah, they have something to think about. So they have to make their decision before the 30th. And so with this one, I don't know. I don't know, man. I do not know. I guess you don't want the Pinnacle to lose. You don't want them to lose, man. You want the Pinnacle to look strong in every situation. They won a blood and guts match. But I also see the Inner Circle winning so they could get their win back because they did lose the Stampede match against the Elite last year. So I'm guessing that they'll give the Inner Circle their win back because they didn't win the Stadium Stampede match last year. But I don't know about that. I'll probably give it to the Pinnacle guys because you want the Pinnacle guys to look strong and have them win because they're a group, they're a new group, and you need them to win all the time. So I might go with the Pinnacle. So yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, and what exactly will happen if the Inner Circle will disband? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen if they do disband. I see Sammy Guevara doing his own thing. Santana and Ortiz going after the tag team titles. Whoever hold those titles, Santana and Ortiz will go after them. Jake Hager, I don't know what he'll do. I really don't know what Jake Hager would do. And Chris Jericho, really don't know what he'll do. He'll probably take some time off. Chris Jericho will. But yeah, but I do see the Pinnacle. I do see the Pinnacle winning this match, the Stadium Stampede match. That's just me. But I do also see the Inner Circle winning because they need to get their win back. But yeah, it could go either way. It can go either way. But yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had an interview So we had good old JR. We had Jim Ross. He interviews Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And she was talking about her match that she have at Double or Nothing against Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship.
Can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to Sunday, May 30th. Double or Nothing. It was about 1 year ago today when you wrestled, you fought Shida, and it wasn't a great outcome. She busted your face up pretty damn good.
Yeah, she broke my nose. I had to get surgery, get it reconstructed. I was out for 5 months. But pain, you can let it hurt you or change you. And ever since then, I've been the baddest bitch on the block. You said it. That's your words, not mine. Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So isn't it almost poetic that Shida broke my nose and now look at the doctor we have? It's poetic that the monster Shida created is ultimately going to dethrone her. Unless she's able to kill me. But in case you haven't noticed, I'm pretty hard to kill.
Are you taking it too far as getting so emotionally and personally involved? For example, our boss, Tony Khan, was having a photo shoot with Forbes magazine. That's a big deal. And you took it upon yourself to interrupt, take over. And then we saw Shida make an appearance. You think it was really smart, Britt? Because you're a smart woman.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but the deal is, what's that mean to our owner, and do you care?
I just said we should have pictures with the current champion when that Forbes article drops. Pay-per-views in 3 weeks, JR. There's going to be a new champ. But that's fine. You know, you can keep painting me out to be the villain here because that's what you're doing. That's what you've always done. And I'll just keep autographing the best-selling artwork that becomes of it.
I think she feels like she's cornered a little bit, Sheeta's referring to, and that the deck may be stacked against her. Her time may have come. I think it's going to be a very physical match with a lot of urgency.
Yes, Shida has been champion for a year, and a difficult year at that. She was champion. She kept the division alive when we were ridden with injuries, travel restrictions, you name it. The division's been on life support. But I am the face of this division. I'm the role model, I'm the heart, I'm the soul. I am the pulse. When you have a pulse, you don't need a machine keeping anything alive. So come Double or Nothing, the women's division is going to live on its own when I become the champion.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed. DMD.
DMD. And that was it. So Britt Baker, she said that she will become the new AEW Women's Champion, and it's guaranteed. So yeah, man, I'm already sold on Britt Baker. You know, she should have already been AEW Women's Champion by now. But yeah, man, just give her the championship already. Just give it to her already, man. Give it to her. We need Britt Baker as the champion. She's the best on that roster. Charismatically, she has so much charisma. You know, she is getting better in the ring. You know, she's great on a microphone. She has a great character. She's a great heel. So go ahead and give the title to her because Hikaru Shida, man, she is doing nothing with the title. Hikaru Shida has done nothing with the title. When is the last time she defended the championship? That's the question. When is the last time she defended the championship? I don't even much remember. Don't even remember. So yeah, Britt Baker, she should be the AEW Women's Champion, man. Should be. And so I'm calling it right now. Britt Baker she will become the new AEW Women's Champion. It's just her time, man. It's her time right now, man. Back then it wasn't her time. She wasn't ready then. But now she is ready. She is ready now, man. Put the title on her, Tony Khan. Put the title on her. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, so right after that we had a match. It was a women's match. It was Thunder Rosa versus Jasmine Allure. So yeah, this was a squash match, absolute squash match. And so yeah, we had Rosa. She started chopping Allure, and she had a shotgun dropkick to Allure, and she had a running senton bomb to Allure. And to end the match, we had Thunder Rosa. She had a finishing move, the Fire Thunder Driver, to Allure to win the match. So Thunder Rosa, she wins the match. And so Thunder Rosa, she wants the NWA. She wants the NWA Women's Championship. And so yeah, she wants Serena Deeb. Whoever walks out the champion, whether it's Serena Deeb or Red Velvet, she wants the NWA Women's Championship. And so yeah, so next week it will be Red Velvet versus Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's Championship. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that we had an interview. We had Tony Schiavone or Tony Schiavone. He interviews Jade Cargill. And you know, one of her answer to the manager's questions, like, will you take them as a manager? And so Jade Cargill, she said no. No, she said no to Matt Hardy. She said no to Vicky Guerrero, and she said no to Mark Sterling, who is a manager in MJF's campaign when he was fighting for the AEW Championship. So yeah, so she said no to all three of them. And so yeah, I would have said no to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy would have been the number one guy on my list that I would have said no to. No, Matt Hardy would have bamboozled her out of her money. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had a video of Darby Allin. He had spoke about Miro, and he said that, you know, Miro, he will not beat me for this TNT Championship. And he was asking what exactly has Miro done ever since he stepped foot in AEW. And you know, he was driving around his old hometown and everything. Darby Allin he was driving around his old hometown and the place that he hung out at and stuff. And so yeah, he had the TNT Championship with him, saying that, you know, Miro, he's not gonna take this championship away from me. You know, ever since Miro came to AEW, he said, you talked about this brass ring, and my question is, what exactly have you done in AEW? What exactly have you done? You've been playing video games and you've been a best man, so you don't deserve my title. You're not gonna take my title away from me. And so yeah, that was it from Darby Allin. And so yeah, right after that we had the main event. So yeah, before we get to the main event, let's talk about next week's show. So yeah, next week's show is going to be the Young Bucks. It's going to be the Young Bucks versus the Varsity Blondes. So the Young Bucks, they are the AEW World Tag Team Champions. That's Matt and Nick Jackson versus the Varsity Blondes. That's Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. And that's next week. And so next week we have Anthony Ogogo representing the Factory with the Factory in his corner. That's QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Nick Camarado versus Austin Gunn representing the Nightmare Family. And that's next week. And so, and the Double or Nothing card, we have Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage with Team Taz. With Taz. With Taz in his corner. So yeah, I think Taz, he will get involved in that match. And so yeah. Oh yeah, and next week we have Red Velvet versus Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's Championship. And we have Anthony Ogogo versus Cody Rhodes for it's not for anything. So Anthony Ogogo with the Factory in his corner versus Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson in his corner, and that's at Double or Nothing. Match never should have happened, or this match shouldn't happen. And then we have Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's Champion, versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, with Rebel in her corner, and that's for the AEW Women's Championship. And we have a triple threat match. We have a triple threat match for the AEW World Championship. And it's going to be the Bastard Pack versus Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, versus the AEW World Champion, Kenny by God Omega. And that is at AEW Double or Nothing. And so, yeah, those are the cards for next week's show. Oh, yeah, and also Matt Sydal versus Christian Cage next week. So, yeah, those are the matches for next week and at Double or Nothing that's been announced. And so, yeah, right after that, it was the main event, and it was for the TNT Championship. And, yeah, this was the best match, one of the best matches on the show. Great back and forth between these two guys. You know, Darby Allin had never give up attitude from him. So, yeah, it was Miro versus Darby Allin, the TNT champion, with Sting in his corner. And so Miro, you know, when Darby Allin, he was making his entrance, you had Miro, he had attacked Darby Allin before the bell even rung. And so Miro, he started throwing Darby Allin around. He had threw him into the rope at one point, so that was a nasty spot. And so, yeah, Miro, you know, throwing him around outside the ring, suplexing him outside on the floor. And so, you know, right after that, you had Ethan Page. Like, they showed a camera. They showed a camera of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky in a crowd laughing at Darby Allin getting beat down by Miro. And so, yeah, we had a knee strike to Darby Allin in the corner. And so we had Miro, so the bell finally rung. The bell finally rung, and you had Miro, he had hit the Machka kick to Darby Allin. and then Allen had kicked out, and so Miro, he had thought he won the match, and so the referee had told him, no, you didn't win the match. The match is still on. He kicked out. And so, yeah, we had a drop kick. We had a series of drop kicks to Miro from Darby Allin. So Miro, he was still standing up after that. And so, yeah, Darby Allin, he went back into the ring, and he had a tope suicida to Miro, a beautiful-looking tope suicida. Explosive one at that, too, man, Darby Allin. And so, yeah, we had a coffin drop. So Darby Allin, he tried to go for the coffin drop off the top rope onto outside of the ring. But Miro, he had caught Darby Allin in midair, and he had hit a German suplex to Darby Allin on the floor. So he had bounced right off the floor. And so, yeah, so Miro, he had took control of the match during that point. And so Scorpio Sky, so during the commercial break, picture in picture, of course, yeah, Scorpio Sky, he had attacked Sting from behind. He had chop blocked Sting from behind while Ethan Page had distracted Sting. And so he had a gut wrench. So they ran out. They ran away. They got out of there. So Sky and Ethan Page, they had got out of there right after they made that point. And so, yeah, we had a gut wrench suplex to Darby. And so Darby, he tried to take out Miro with a sleeper hold. So he locked in a sleeper hold to try to take him out. But Miro, he had grabbed the bottom rope. And so, yeah. So both of these guys, they were fighting outside the ring. So Darby, he still had the sleeper hold locked in while they were outside the ring. And so Miro, he tried to grab the TNT championship to, I guess, break up the hold. But the referee had took the title away from Miro. And so, yeah, so Miro, he had ran into the stage wall. He had ran into the stage wall while he had Darby Allin on his back. So he had turned around and just ran backwards into the stage wall. And so that was nasty. That was nasty right there. It looked like Darby's head had hit that stage wall. So that was nasty. And so, yeah, so he broke up that hole with that. And so Miro, he started attacking Darby Allin's bad arm, started targeting it. And so Miro, he had threw Darby Allin around over and over and over again, like he did the entire time in the match. And so, you know, Darby Allin, he's still not quitting. And so Darby Allin, he had gave Sting a fist bump. And so, yeah, Darby Allin, he had got back up. And so he started fighting Miro. And so, yeah, he tried to fight him back. And so, yeah, he slapped him in the face. Didn't even phase him. Did not even phase him. And so, yeah. So Darby Allin, he had two stun dog millionaires to Miro. And so the first time he hit the stun dog millionaire, he tried to go for the cover, but Miro had kicked out. And so he hit the stun dog millionaire again. And so he did not go for the cover. And so he went to the top rope this time, and he went for the coffin drop. He hit the coffin drop. Well, no, he didn't hit the coffin drop. He tried to hit the coffin drop, but Miro had caught him in midair. Well, he had caught him in a waist lock. He had caught him in a waist lock. And so, yeah, he tried to attack Darby Allin. He tried to hit Darby Allin with a move, but Darby Allin, he had hit a nice-looking code red. So he had a code red on Miro, and then Miro had kicked out of the move. And so to end the match, we had Miro, he had locked in the submission move, the game over submission move, or the accolade, whatever you want to call it, to Darby Allin to win the match. So Darby Allin, he had passed out. So Darby Allin passed out. So therefore, Miro wins and is the new TNT champion. And so, man, great match, man. Great match, great back and forth between these guys. And so, yeah, right after the match, man, we had Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. They attacked Sting right after the match. And at that point, I was like, why are they still out there? They already made their point already. Why are they still here? And so the Dark Order had chased them off. The whole entire Dark Order had chased off Page and Sky. And so they got out of there. And so, yeah, right after that, you had Lance Archer. His music had hit. And so he had came out. He wanted to fight Miro. And so Miro, he was in the ring holding up the championship. So Lance Archer, he was saying that he's next. He wants Miro and the TNT championship. And so, yeah, so Miro versus Lance Archer, whenever that will be, I don't know, but it should be good. But, yeah, really happy that Miro got his championship, finally won something, and finally in something important. Because just like what Darby said, man, he has done nothing. He has done nothing ever since he stepped foot in AEW. He's been nothing but a best man and playing video games and stuff. But, yeah, Miro, man, Miro. At first, I thought he wasn't going to win. But I had time to think about it. I was like, you know what? What if he doesn't win? You know, what if he doesn't win? Like he should win. He should win, man. Like I was thinking back on that. I was like, man, he should win, because if he lose, man, then what was the point? What was the point of all of that? You know, what was the point of you putting him in that hot spot? sending him after the championship. But yeah, Miro, he did win. The right person did win. Miro ended up winning the match. So yeah, it wouldn't have made sense if he would have lost. If he would have lost, that would have been it for Miro. It would have been no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Miro, he does not deserve any more championship match if he would have lost. But yeah, so Miro, he won the match, so he won his first championship in AEW, his first championship after leaving the company, after leaving WWE. So really happy for Miro. He does deserve it, man. We all wanted Miro in something important, man. We wanted him to be in something important, and he finally gotten in something important. Finally gotten a chance to shine, grab that brass ring, and won the TNT championship, man. And so yeah, but I did have one problem with this. Miro, he did not have his celebration. His celebration was cut short. He didn't celebrate enough. He didn't have time to celebrate because of the shenanigans with the Dark Order and Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky and all that stuff, all the interruptions and stuff. Miro, he should have celebrated, man. And we should have went off the air like that and didn't have Lance Archer come out. That's just me. But yeah, that was it with that. Lance Archer versus Miro, it should be a really great match, man. Are they gonna put it on Double or Nothing? Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. They might. I think they should, because it's a championship match. Build up the championship match, and then have the match at Double or Nothing. And so yeah, man, that's what I would do. That's what I would do, man. Build this championship match build it up as important, and then have it on Double or Nothing. And so yeah, man, that was it with the show. Really, really, really great show. Really great show. We had a lot of great matches on this show. Really, really exciting. Really exciting show this was. The show, it felt important, man. It really did. It felt really important. And so, they're building up towards Double or Nothing, man. When they build up towards their pay-per-views, man, they shows, their Dynamite shows, the Dynamite shows are good. So yeah, man, that was it. That was it with the show. That was it with the main event. And yeah, man, so that was the AEW Dynamite review for May 12th, 2021 on The Ryan Awesome Show. And if you like this video, man, hit the thumbs up, man. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you'll be the first ones to know when my next video will come out, because I am here each and every single week. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. You hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell so you don't miss out. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. Comment down below. Tell me how you felt about this episode of Dynamite. And yeah, man. And I'll see you guys for Thursday for Impact Wrestling. See you guys for Impact Wrestling, the go-home show for Under Siege. So the Under Siege pay-per-view is on Saturday. So tomorrow on Thursday will be the go-home show for Impact Wrestling before Under Siege. So I'll see you guys on Thursday for Impact Wrestling. And if you guys missed my last week's Dynamite review, my last week's AEW Dynamite review, the video is going to be right up here in this corner. And the link to that video will be down below in the description. And yeah, man. And once again, guys, thank you for the support, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, man. And yeah, man. And this has been The Ryan Awesome Show. Take care. Stay safe. And that's that.